It was a dark and stormy night, and the wind howled through the trees like the cries of 1,000 lost souls. I was walking through the woods, trying to find a shortcut home. The trees seemed to close in around me, and the shadows seemed to stretch out like long, skeletal fingers. Suddenly, I heard a noise in the distance. It was a chilling, high-pitched sound that seemed to reverberate through the trees. A chill ran down my spine and I quickened my pace, desperate to get away from the source of the noise. But then, I saw her. She was a young girl, no more than 8 or 9 years old. Her eyes were a deep, dark black and her long, dark hair hung down to her waist. She wore a red dress and a white pinafore. She was standing in a clearing in the woods, and she seemed to be staring right at me. I stopped in my tracks, too scared to move. I wanted to turn and run away, but I was too scared to move. The girl just stood there, watching me. Then, she opened her mouth and began to speak. Her voice sounded like 1,000 screams, and it echoed through the woods. "You should not have come here," she said. "This is my domain, and you are not welcome." I was too scared to respond. I just stood there, trembling in fear. The girl smiled, and I could see her sharp, pointed teeth. "You have disturbed me," she said. "Now you must pay the price." Suddenly, the girl's body began to contort and change. Her skin turned a sickly shade of green, and her eyes glowed red. She raised her hands, and I could see that they were now long, sharp claws. The girl stepped forward, and I could see that she had wings. I could feel the evil radiating off of her, and I backed away in fear. "You have disturbed my rest," she said. "Now, you must pay the price." I turned to run, but I could feel the girl's claws dig into my back. I screamed in pain and terror, and the girl laughed. I felt her breath on the back of my neck, and I knew that I was doomed. Suddenly, I heard a noise in the distance. It sounded like 1,000 voices, all of them calling out my name. I looked up, and I could see a light in the distance. It was getting brighter, and it was coming closer. The girl let go of me, and I stumbled forward. I could feel the heat of the light, and I knew that I was being saved. I ran towards the light, and I could hear the girl's screams fading away into the darkness. I ran until I reached the edge of the woods, and I collapsed onto the ground. I lay there, panting and shaking, until I heard the voice of an angel. "It's okay," she said. "You're safe now." I looked up, and I saw a woman standing above me. She had long blonde hair and a kind face. "Who are you?" I asked, my voice trembling. "My name is Sarah," she said. "I am a guardian angel. I knew you were in trouble, so I came to help you." I told Sarah what had happened, and she listened intently. When I was done, she smiled and said, "You were very brave. That evil demon girl will never bother you again." I thanked Sarah and hugged her tightly. Then, I got up and started walking home. I looked back once, but all I could see were the shadows of the trees. As I walked, I thought about the evil demon girl and the guardian angel who had saved me. I knew that I had been very lucky, and that I would never forget that night in the woods. What is your worst nightmare or scariest horror story that you would like to hear? Comment down below, and I will make your dream come true. See you on the next episode, it might be your story. Thanks for watching.